Hey, this is the World Advice Channel 2. What I want to talk about today is the truth about the Chud the Builder shooting situation. So for this video, I'm going to give my personal thoughts on this situation and even more specifically, give a lesson that there is to learn from this situation. So if you're looking for a video that discusses the exact situation that happened between Chud the Builder and this person who he had an altercation with that resulted in Chud the Builder ultimately getting injured himself, then this is not the video for you. This is just me expressing my personal thoughts. So if you are interested in a video like that, go somewhere else. But if you're interested in me expressing my thoughts and learning a lesson as a result of it, then this is the video for you. So now that I mention that, let's get started. So when it comes to the lesson for the story that I want to get into, this is why you should stand up for yourself, because the situation is a perfect example of why standing up for yourself is such a good thing. And the truth of the matter is, I notice a lot of black people are doing that more and more and more nowadays. So I have to congratulate the African American community, okay? Even as a black person of Caribbean descent, to be honest with you, I'm actually very, very, very glad you guys are not taking shit. Like, even I used to grow up 15, 20 plus years ago seeing you guys, specifically African Americans, take shit, okay? And I'm very glad you guys are not taking this crap anymore, okay? So now let me explain my reasoning for my statement, okay? The reason why I say this statement, okay, for this situation is that I notice black people, even aside from this particular situation with Chud the Builder, specifically African Americans, but black people to a lesser extent, but specifically, of course, African Americans. Besides, they have the biggest population in the Americas anyway, second to Brazil or something, But anyway, you get the point. They have a massive population, so they pretty much represent the African diaspora specifically, okay? And the truth of the matter is, you guys are not taking shit anymore, and I'm very, very, very glad they're not taking shit anymore, because I remember growing up, like I was getting at before, okay, I used to always see everybody make fun of African Americans so badly, specifically online, and yes, of course, Xbox Live. People used to make fun of them so badly and say the worst things imaginable and beyond your imagination about them. Everyone used to make fun of them so much and so badly, okay? Everybody made fun of them, like really, really, really badly. But I noticed in recent times, the black community, the African American community is not taking shit like they used to. Like, even when I see videos about certain situations, I'm actually seeing them defend themselves, okay? They're not letting people make fun of them and talk a lot of shit about them like they used to. Like, and no, I'm not saying black people should be racist against white people. I'm not saying that, so don't put words in my mouth. But the thing is, I've noticed is that, like I was saying, is that they're defending themselves at least. They're not taking shit. It's not saying they're necessarily being racist, but they're not taking shit like they were before, okay? To be quite blunt and honest with you. And I've definitely noticed that, which is very, very, very good, okay? Because unlike before, where black people used to get made fun of online, especially, 15, 20 plus years ago online, I just used to see black people just sit there and take the shit from people, okay? And just people say all sorts of things, and most of the replies, well, we're not all like that, and speak in a way that just came off as on the defensive, which makes them, let's be honest, or anyone for that matter, regardless of race, look weak. But now they're actually defend themselves, and when people say, oh, black people are violent, they're pointing out, well, who started World War I, who started World War II, things like, who's doing the mass shootings, predominantly, well, guess what, white people. And of course, things like, why don't you racist white people, specifically the racist ones, I'm not saying white people in general, but specifically the racist ones, like, why are you guys so obsessed with us? Like, we live rent free in your head. you know, and like they're talking back and actually not taking that shit anymore, which is what I'm very, very, very glad about. And this Chud the Builder situation relates to that because it's an example of black people not taking shit. The guy, Chud the Builder, is a fucking instigator. He's a fucking loser, to be more specifically. You know, he wants to do this stuff because he wants his easy fame. He goes around talking shit and doing stuff and has a gun on him, which kind of just shows what a loser he is. Why does he just say it without a gun? And the truth of the matter is, you know, he got what was coming to him, you know, for that matter, okay? Because even though people say, well, here's just a word, you know, why do black people get so pissed off when you guys just say a word, which is stupid, because when you look at it at the same time, most of these guys, you know, a lot of them, of course, being white guys who say this stuff, I'm certain are probably the same people who would say if somebody disrespects your girl, you have every right to punch them in the fucking face, you know, which is so contradictory, because most men, let's keep it real, most men, if you ever disrespect their girl or disrespect their mother or father, okay, you know, especially if they actually love and care about them, they'll hit you. And most people would agree you have every right to when people disrespect someone that's close to you. So why is it any different in a situation like that? You know, or I should say, why is that situation any different than when it's a case of a guy going around calling white people the N-word and having a gun on him, which just kind of sounds like some Ku Klux Klan 1950s, 1960s type shit. Like, he's not just saying a bad word towards black people, disrespecting them, and not just disrespecting them, but disrespecting them as a whole based on the group they belong to, you know, but he also has a gun on him, which makes it even more suspicious, like he might actually try to kill them, you know, in honesty, you know, to be quite blunt honest with you, or just in general comes off as a threatening way because he has a gun on him. So it's like, well, what the fuck do you think is gonna happen? You know, no shit. Someone's gonna fucking fight back. It just shows you that people have every right to defend themselves from people like him, let alone the situation that happened today. So in short, yes, they do have the right to defend himself. You know, the person who attacked Chud the Builder today, okay? Not only was he coming off a threatening way, because he always walks around with a gun on him anyway, but at the same time, I find it so stupid if people say that, but these are the same people who feel like every time somebody disrespects someone who's close to you, whether family or girlfriend, you have the right to hit them, which most men, and a lot of them, of course, no surprise, being white men, feel the same way. So it just shows you how hypocritical a lot of people are. So in short, yes, people do have the right to defend themselves against Chud the Builder, okay? Because he was coming off threatening, you know, not just saying something aggravating to people, but he had a weapon, which makes it more likely to make it come off as threatening. Like he might try to do some racist shit, because walking around calling people the N-word and this and that, and of course, no surprise, you know, carrying a weapon sounds like something that Ku Klux Klan would do, which of course America has a history of that, which makes it more likely people suspect, okay, he might try to attack me. That's so stupid. It's just like being in a police cruiser or being right next to police and they say the N-word. It makes it more likely people are going to believe, okay, they might try to, well, beat the shit out of me, you know, or even kill me, because that's what they used to do in the past. So yes, he did have a right to attack him, okay? And that's the honest truth of the matter. So anyone who says anything different is stupid. Not only are they hypocritical because they believe it's right to attack people under certain circumstances if they say something bad, but it's also, secondly of all, stupid because he came off in a threatening way because he has a gun, okay? So that's my point, okay? And just to finish this off, to put it bluntly, with my discussion about the African American community, okay, is that you guys are really doing good, okay? You guys are really, really doing good, and I'm very proud. You guys are not doing the shit you used to deal with, okay? You guys more like specifically are not like our parents' generation who used to deal with shit from freaking people, okay? Because no matter how you look at it, having people talk so much crap about you is not good for your brain and your mind, okay? all it really does is just put shit in your head and make you feel terrible. And especially in an age where the internet's never gonna go away anyway. So of course there's gonna be people who are gonna post negative comments and yada yada yada. This to think that I'm just gonna waste my time taking shit from people, in general, it's just not something worth dealing with, because it's just not good for your mind, and it just makes it more likely you'll have mental health issues that are not worth it. So I have to say I'm very glad for the African American community for standing up for themselves. So lesson learned, um or I should say the lesson of the story is stand up for yourself. It's not worth it. It's been proven that people who do not stand up for themselves have massive mental health problems, which is the African American community is doing. So I'm very, very, very proud of you. And that's the truth. So anyway, this is my video. This is off to say. Remember to thumbs this video up and hit the subscribe button if you like this video and videos like this. And this is off to say. Simply put, I'm out. So bye.